for you today because this man specializes in introducing you to yourself. He is an internationally known speaker. He is an author. He is a coach, but more importantly, he is someone who believes in serving the youth, to help the youth become a better version of themselves. Let's welcome to the stage, Mr. Zacconi Prince!
All right. I told him earlier that he needed this in the elevator that those stairs were killing me. All right. By a show of hands, how many of you are going to go home after you leave here? Okay, all right, put it down. Now, by a show of hands, how many of you are going to try to go home? So you're going to try to go home, okay? All right, when you get hungry, how many of you get something to eat? By a show of hands. Okay, all right, okay, you can put it down. Now, when you get hungry, how many of you try to get something to eat? Okay, now there's a difference between trying and doing. There's a difference between trying and doing. I remember watching Star Wars and how Yoda told Luke Skywalker, he said, do or do not. There is no try. Do or do not. There is no try. I was talking to my daughter, my oldest daughter one time, and she was away in college, and I had asked her if she had gone to church. She said, well, I'm going to try to go to Sunday. I said, well, you don't try to go to the grocery store. You don't try to go to school. You don't try to go to your apartment, you go. So when we try to use those words, when we say that I'm trying to do something, we've already set ourselves up for failure. We've already put ourselves in a position where it's like, I have an out. Because I'm going to try to do this. So I'm going to ask you a question. By a show of hands, how many of you are going to be successful? Okay, I like those numbers. All right, let me put it down. Now, how many of you are going to try to be successful? Okay, few hands went up, and I'm glad. Because what happens is we buy into the lie we tell ourselves. I can't do this. I don't know enough. I don't have enough resources. I don't have the right people in my corner. But the reality is the only thing standing between you and what it is you want is you. It's what you believe about yourself. It's how you view yourself. And you would not believe how many people look up to you. How many people admire you for the person that you are, for the stands that you take. Several years ago, I was doing an event in my hometown of Mobile, Alabama, and my son, my youngest son, he was 10 at the time. He asked to ride with me because I had to go home because I forgot something. Now, the event I was doing was less than an hour, it was actually less than a mile from my house. I mean, really, I could have walked there if I wanted to, but I knew I had to go home and I had to get what it was I needed, and I knew I didn't have that much time. So I was getting ready to leave. I told everybody, I'll be back in a second. My son said, Dad, can I ride with you? I said, sure, son, come on. We get in the car, and I'm driving, I'm trying to make sure I'm thinking in my mind, okay, I only have one chance to go home. I can't forget anything. Is there anything else I need to get? And while I'm having that conversation in my mind, my 10-year-old son says to me, he looks at me, he says, Dad, I'm proud of you. Woo! And in that moment, I stopped, not driving, but I realized that my son was looking at me. Now, some of you, if somebody asked you who your heroes were, you would probably name a sports figure. You probably name somebody on TV, somebody in acting, maybe a musician. But why is it? Why is it that our heroes can't sit across the table from us? Why is it that our heroes can't be the people that share the same room with us? Why is it that our heroes can't be the person that's sitting next to us? You see, the thing about it is this. You are the hero to somebody. I never imagined me going after my goals and my dreams would set a precedent for my son. I can tell him, son, you can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. But then when he looks at me, what does he see? Does he see somebody who is so stuck and so self-conscious and so doubtful of themselves that they don't go after anything? Or do he see me not trying, but doing? Just because you're not successful when you first start off don't mean anything. Zig Ziglar said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And so again, when we look at our lives and we look at the impact that we can make, and we look at the example that we can leave for somebody else, and not just years behind us, today, right now, you can be a positive example for those people who are looking up to you. You can make a difference right where you are. By how you treat people, by how you talk, by how you actually put in your work and what it is you want to do. I know a lot of people have gotten up on the stage today and talked about the Super Bowl. And I remember Usain Bolt saying he trained 4 years for 9 seconds. He trained 4 years for 9 seconds. And even in the Super Bowl, all of those players, they trained in the off season. They trained in the off season so that when it was time for them to show up, they didn't have a problem. They didn't have a problem. And they knew that they were giving their best. So when we look at ourselves and when we consider our life and what difference we can make, my question to us is this. Are we doing? Or are we trying? Are we giving ourselves enough? Are we saying that we don't have everything that we need? Are we making excuses? Just because you don't win the first time don't mean you stop and you quit. In fact, you learn more from failure than you do from success. So all of us in this room, we have an opportunity to impact somebody that we know. I'm not talking about somebody halfway around the world. I'm not talking about somebody in another state. Somebody that sees us every day. All of us can make a difference. All of us can make a difference. All of us can change the world in which we live. So many of us, we look at situations and it's like, okay, this is too much for me. There's too much going on. I don't have enough resources. I don't know enough people. It's not about that. Who around you can help? Who around you that you can impact? Who can you be the example for? When I consider my son and the statement that he made to me, he helped me to really understand the impact that I can have. And not just on him, but other people. Because they are watching. People are watching you. Like the guy said earlier, even on social media, LinkedIn and all of your social media, if they go to your account and your account is private, they're like, they're hiding something. But everybody's watching you. The question is, what are you showing them? What example are you giving them for them to follow, for them to emulate? What difference are you making? Because I tell you that if you don't really consider that, you'll live a reckless life. You won't really actually try to put your best foot forward. But if you understand that somebody is watching you, if you understand that somebody is looking at you, if you understand somebody is patterning themselves after you, you'll carry yourself differently. And you'll make a different impact. So again, when it comes to your success, it's do or do not. There is no try. Don't give yourself that out. Whatever it is you want to do, whoever you want to be, don't just say, I don't know. No. You have to make up in your mind that you want to do something, that you want to be someone, that you want to make a difference. And then you have to get to work. Action. You have to be willing to take action. So again, when you consider your success and what it is you're trying to accomplish in life, don't just say, I'm going to try to do this. Say, I'm going to do this. Somebody wants to ask the question, what happens if my plan A doesn't work? Do I have plan B? This one guy said, no, you just get another plan A. You get another plan A. There's not, because if you have a plan B, I mean, it's going to split your efforts. If the first thing you were going to do didn't work, you get another thing. So again, It's do or do not. There's no try. With that, my name is Conan Chris. I want to thank y'all for doing it.
Thank you guys for